from London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping bring you the motivation, inspiration, and some other stuff to help kickstart your day. Hoo-yah! This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Join the motivation. Join the motivation.
Good morning and welcome to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I am Chris Jaggs, host, producer, director and creator of the Learn, Develop, Live method. I want to help you identify that pain you have, that issue that's niggling at you, develop that incredible new habit to tackle it, and then, wait for it, you are going to smash it out of the park and live your life not better, but on a much higher level. Because that's the sort of person you are, aren't you? I don't think I used the word tremendous enough, now I'm thinking about it. Let's get into another conversation. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. But that's what happens in life, isn't it? Our first port of call today is iTunes reviews. They continue to come in, and I can only thank you. If you're able to drop your boy here a 5-star review on iTunes, I would gratefully appreciate it. If you don't listen on iTunes, but you can leave a review on whatever format you use, please let me know about it and I'll give you a shout out and show my appreciation. So our first review is from, and I hope I say this right, Roman Polkachuk, who says, "Great show, awesome host, give it a listen. Short, sweet and to the point. And look, you are actually giving it a listen too, thanks." And second review comes from the Shogun of Truth, who says, "Funny and motivational, highly recommended. Chris Jaggs is very fun to listen to and has lots of energy and advice." Wow. Now again, massive thank you. As for the energy part, look, if you could see me sometimes when my youngest Finley is awake and bouncing around his cot saying hello at 6 a.m. in the morning, there's not a lot of energy there, my friend. But again, thank you for all the reviews, and again, if you're able to leave a review, please do. You're more than welcome. Thank you for the love, it's much appreciated. Now, let's have the drop and start the show.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. 100% fat-free.
For our adventure this week, I want to talk to you about missed opportunities. Now, we've all had them. Some you've gone to regret. Others, well, you can't remember them, can you? For those of you who have a regret or two about a missed opportunity, fear not, you're not the only one. Now, whether it was those 13 publishers who lost out on billions of pounds when they rejected J.K. Rowling's novels, you know the one, was it about a little boy named Harry Potter? Or Western Union turning down Graham Bell and his telephone offer. Head honchos have closed the door when huge financial opportunities came knocking, and we're willing to bet they're still regretting. So let's have a look at some of those missed opportunities. Now, does anyone remember Blockbuster? You know the theme tune. Wow, what a difference. Blockbuster Video. No? Anyway, well, Blockbuster, they must have ruled the 1980s. But today, Netflix and other streaming platforms, well, they've completely changed the game. However, Blockbuster could have ruled supreme to this day if only their bosses had made better choices. Rewind back to the year 2000, when Netflix offered Blockbuster the chance to buy the business for $50 million. In an estimate he's sure to have regretted since, the CEO at the time claimed that he saw Netflix and the entire concept of DVD by mail as a bit of a niche market, and it wouldn't grow into anything profitable as what he was doing with Blockbuster. But, the big boss just couldn't imagine seeing Netflix laugh all the way to the bank, while Blockbuster had to file for bankruptcy in 2010. And the last stores in Alaska were announced to close in July 2018. Today, Netflix is valued at over $140 billion, well, according to Bloomberg, and we're willing to bet that some of the old Blockbuster crew may feel a little bit sheepish right now. Next, when you want to know something, we don't really tell each other to search online, do we? Instead, Google it. Now today, Google is valued over $300 billion, but in 1999, Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin tried to sell Google to Excite CEO George Bell for a mere $750,000. Mr. Bell rejected the offer, and Excite went on to be acquired by Ask Jeeves in 2004 and became what we now know as Ask.com. Today, when Google dominates the internet, it's fair to assume, well, Excite made the mistake of a lifetime. Want to know more? Well, you know what to do, don't you? So, staying with Google for the next one, it seems they just couldn't find anyone to buy the business. Years after Excite declined to acquire the future tech titan, Google tried to get Yahoo to buy it, and that was for a humble $1 million. But Yahoo rejected the deal. After a few years, it realised its mistake and offered to acquire it for $3 billion. But then, Google's leadership had become a bit more bullish and asked for $5 billion, which Yahoo declined. Fast forward, and it's clear to see who came on top. While Google has become the beast of the internet, Yahoo was sold to Verizon for less than $5 billion back in 2016. Missed opportunity. Over to Mars, the company behind Mars bars, Snickers, and my favourite M&Ms. Their approach to do an advertising deal with E.T., the Extraterrestrial, by Steven Spielberg back in 1982. The idea was that M&Ms would be featured in the movie and Mars could use E.T. for ads going forward. But oddly, Mars chose to shut the door. Instead, Hershey agreed to spend $1 million promoting the movie in exchange for the rights to use it in its advertising efforts, and cashed in with a whopping 65% increase in profits. And that was just for the Reese's Pieces that were seen in the movie. E.T. then made a total $792 million worldwide. Clearly not something the marketing team at Mars phoned home about. Boom! This one we touched upon in a recent People Who Didn't Quit episode, and it's relevant, so let's talk about it again. Fans of rock music will agree that it's hard to believe a company could think the Beatles wouldn't have a future in show business. However, when Decca Records owner Dick Rowe had the opportunity to sign the band, he declined, claiming that guitar groups are on their way out. Ringo Starr, George Lennon, Paul McCartney and George Harrison were later signed by EMI Records and then went on to sell 178 million records. Just a few then. Now, has anyone had, or do you have an iPod? Well, Steve Jobs is usually held as the driving force behind Apple's success. But let's not forget that the iPod's creator, Tony Fadell, also played a huge role in the company's fortunes. Having left Philips, he originally went to work at Real Networks. Inspired with his experience of carrying around heavy boxes packed with records in his days as a DJ, he pitched the idea of a sleeker MP3 player to his new employer, only to be turned down. But having confidence in his own idea, he left his job and pitched the idea to Jobs. The rest is history. Within 2 months of its rollout in 2001, Apple had sold almost 125,000 iPods. Now, before the birth of Facebook, its creator, Mark Zuckerberg, invited 5 people to his room at Harvard to talk about a business opportunity. Only 2 of them went to meet him and accepted the challenge. Today, they're both billionaires. Did you know that Groupon once turned down Google in 2010? At the time, Groupon was gathering more than $1 billion in annual revenue. Google offered the company a $6 billion buyout, and Groupon CEO Andrew Mason rejected the offer. After rejection, Groupon's popularity declined, profits plummeted, and Groupon fired Mason, but still have to live with a missed opportunity of losing billions. The thing about the world is missed opportunities isn't always just about business though. In the world of showbiz, opportunities go missing all the time. One of my favourite stories is Nicolas Cage, who turned down the role of Shrek because, well, he was too vain. Initially asked to voice the friendly, green but grumpy character, Cage didn't want to look like an ogre. The role went on to Mike Myers, and the franchise is reportedly worth over $3 billion. Hey, not bad for an ugly ogre, is it, Nick? How about the song Umbrella? You know the one, sung by Rihanna. Did you know that it was originally written for Britney Spears, but her team passed on it because her album was already finished? And then Mary J. Blige also turned it down. How about CeeLo Green? He turned down Happy, which Pharrell Williams made famous because he just didn't think it was right for him. Despite, in Pharrell's words, the demo was actually better than his own version. There are countless examples of missed opportunities in all walks of life. When someone comes to talk to you about a business opportunity, listen and have an open mind. If they came to you, it's because they saw something great in you. Now, if you have suffered a missed opportunity, fear not. As we said, you are not the only one. There are loads of stories about, what you should do to recover, but it's quite simple for your approach. Whatever it is, own it, learn from it, recognize what happens and why you missed the opportunity. And then just keep track of all aspects you should pay more attention to. And the opportunities will come. The approach will help you find the bigger and better opportunities. They'll start flowing in. But keep looking for the next opportunity. In fact, looking for other, possibly better opportunities is actually one of the best ways to overcome the regret that you had from the missed ones. Identify the positives. If you're able to find a positive, even in a missed opportunity, that's the key to changing your mindset and learning not to dwell on the mistakes. The positives will help move you forward. So we've spoken about missed opportunities, and I'm sure you have a few in mind. If you want to talk about your missed opportunities, you're welcome to share your story, and I'll get on a future episode. If you're trying to work through your missed opportunities, we talk on the phone. It doesn't even need to be what we've been talking about today. Whatever you want to do, you want to launch something, you want to get rid of an issue or a problem, jump on my calendar, ldlcall.com, or send me a text on 07801 543 515. Let's get a time together and let's just get on the phone and let's just smash out the park. I'll be back tomorrow for more. Take care of yourselves.
Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time, join the motivation. Motivation.